Good afternoon, T-Wolves. Mr. Quentin here with what we did for today, Monday, November 16th, 2020. So today is pretty easy as it goes. Great for discussion if you were here, but you can still get the information even if you weren't with us for discussion. So what we did today, if you were in first period, you're obviously already part of the way here, but you're going to go to your particular period. You're going to jump to quarter two. You are going to go to week of November 16th and then jump on into Monday. And then, my friends, you will see that we have intro to philosophy. This is the assignment for today that you're going to need to get done. Note, it is just a digital notebook, but there is a vocabulary alert. Philosophy, the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. That's right, folks. This philosophy simply seeks to understand the world that we live in and why we behave and think the way that we do. How do we approach problem solving? Why do we choose to believe the things that we believe? What is right? What is wrong? When is it right to think that something is wrong? Those are the kinds of questions that philosophy seeks to answer. And through that study, through those questions, you can begin to see that those answers, or lack thereof, begin to influence how we think and act in a society, and therefore transfer to culture. And so if you look here, you can see that we start off by asking, to be or not to be? That is the question. And it's just to kind of get you an idea of thinking, what does it mean to be? To be alive, to exist, to be successful, to be a human? What is that? More importantly, what does it mean for the relationship between philosophical ideas and culture? That is what we're looking at. Because again, every time we do something, every time we say something that we have a bigger idea to think about, we are asking something that will ultimately relate to the culture that we share here. And so, to think about it in a thought experiment, think about something that's real. Like, say, your keys, right? If you have a set of keys that lets you into your house, those things are real. What if they weren't real? What if you could only imagine them? What does that perception do to the way you think and change? What about something that's not real, like aliens or magical powers like teleportation? What if those were real? How would that change your perception on life and on what is happening in the world to you? The way that you answer those questions is your own philosophy and is based on how you think and perceive the world. That is just one small example of how you can say that philosophy is affecting culture. Then we've got a series of true or false questions. You can go ahead and answer these. You can even put just T or F. It's totally fine. And as long as you're not being silly and going out of your way to be foolish or contrary about it, you don't have to agree with my answers that I put in here. But think about these questions or these statements. Does philosophy apply to real life? If you think that it does, then the answers for you should also be false. If you think it doesn't apply to real life, if real life is too mundane or too focused on the point of just survival, then maybe for you it's true. These are the statements. You can answer them as you see fit. But please do be serious. Make sure that you chunk this reading. Yes, make sure that you're looking only at part of this paragraph, about half of it, and then read the other half, second, and so on, all right? Because, again, you want to understand how philosophy is the one thing that exists both alongside our culture and on its own. Remember, philosophy goes into religion by asking the question, is there a God? Philosophy goes into science by saying, how far should science go? Philosophy goes into art and entertainment by asking, what is art? What is entertainment? And at the same time, it stands alone to ask other questions as well. And so you can begin to see how how philosophy influences our culture in a variety of ways. Please take a moment. This is about 4 minutes to just listen to this read aloud about a book called Elmer, the Patchwork Elephant here. And take a moment to think about your philosophy on friendship. What does friendship look like? What does a good friend look like? A bad friend? Are bad friends really friends? And then you can take a moment and answer those questions as well. Last but not least, you're going to want to answer this big question here. You've just received a message in a bottle explaining philosophy. What does it say? Folks, don't just copy what I've put. Put what you think. What do you think philosophy is in terms of being able to understand how we think about things, why we think about the things that we do when we think about them? And explain that in your own words. How do you feel that philosophy might take a part of culture, or take part in our culture? And that's all you have to do, folks. And then you're done. You can submit. You're good to go. Um, and you'll be in great shape as far as that goes. This is daily work. It is not for points, but obviously I will be asking you to be looking over this stuff when it comes to quizzes and tests, because we do have another quiz this Friday. So if you have any questions, make sure that you send me that note in Schoology or send me an email, and I hope you have an amazing day. Mr. Quinton, out.